rebound. The putback wouldn't go. And Moore will pull it back out. How many scouts did you say here tonight? 41?
Yeah, 41 NBA scouts. Vlade Divac sitting right there in the front row.
And most of them here to see this guy as Carey not able to convert, but he'll go to the line.
You know, Duke, Seth Greenberg and I do a podcast. We call it the world's greatest podcast.
You don't say.
Yeah, it's called Courtside with Greenberg and Dockage. And one of the things Seth has harped on is this kid right here, Carey, and the need for Duke to play through him. Make sure he gets enough touches, particularly early in the game, and you see Duke came right out to do that.
He goes 6'10", 270. Remember, his dad, Vernon Sr., played 8 years as an offensive lineman for the Dolphins.
Came down to Michigan State and Duke. Figure a guy whose dad's a football player wants to go play for Izzo. Big, strong, wears shoulder pads once in a while in practice, although I think Izzo stopped that.
The freshman Brown handling. Joel Brown. Feed inside, team in. That's a travel.
If you want to watch something different, watch number 3 Trey Jones play defense. He guarded 3 different places, lost his man, got back to him. Just try on the defensive end to watch number 3 in gray.
Stanley swings. Trey Jones now. Moore gets inside. That won't go. And almost 2 minutes in, we got a pitcher's duel. 1-0.
Well, the zone has kind of befuddled this young Duke team. Playing a little bit of a soft zone, 2-3. Cal is.
Teaming inside, jump hook, short. And that foul will go against Lars Thiemann, the freshman from Germany. So Thiemann picks up a couple of early fouls. And that is not going to be a help in trying to stop Vernon Carey.
No, but Andre Kelly's pretty good. He's strong. He's come right out this year, averaged about 9 points a game there. He's got a good body to stay in front of Carey.
Bradley going to work here. Left-hand shot, got it.
In Cameron, that would have been a push-off.
I mean, you're starting already. Seriously?
I'm just kidding. 2-3 zone.
Carey inside, flips it up and in.
Yeah, he's just really skilled. I mean, he gets in the middle of the zone. That is a skill. That is not the easiest thing for a young player to play in the middle of the zone. He looks really comfortable.
Bradley pull up, and that's short. Rebound Trey Jones and the Blue Devils. Hurt. And a rebound there by Andre Kelly. So here in the early going, it's Duke on top 3-2. We talked about Bradley being a three-point shooter, and Ticevic is another guy that can knock it down from 3. And right there, it's Kareem South, the transfer from Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
I'll tell you what, Mark Fox has his offense running above the free throw line with really good movement. And now if they can continue doing that, offense isn't going to be a problem. Defense, on the other hand, is going to be a problem.
Last year, out of 351 Division I teams, they were in the bottom 10, not 10%, bottom 10 in defensive efficiency. And defense is a problem. They may not be athletic enough to defend.
That's why they're in the zone. And that's also why last year they won 8 games.
Bradley fouled. And
in the Garden from the East Coast, so hey.
How many times did you play here?
I played here 3 and 4. I played the ECAC Holiday Festival. My last college game, I got whooped by Reggie Miller.
Nice.
In the NIT championship
playing
game.
off the ball against Reggie Miller. Huh? You guys got good reports on Reggie.
It's unbelievable. We had an assistant named Con Smith who told us to help off Reggie Miller under Gary Melanson.
Rebound inside by O'Connell.
I like O'Connell. I think O'Connell is really important to this team. I'm telling you, he started the last 3 games. He can shoot it. He can jump. He's athletic. He's willing. I think he's a real key, particularly offensively for Duke.
Tied at 6 here in the early going. John Shelby, Dan Dockich, Georgetown with a win in the opener over Texas.
Man, look at this.
Jones, look at that hustle in those hands.
He didn't have to do it. He had knocked it off the Cal player's foot.
And Kelly buries that jumper. The Bears with the lead by 2.
Bears are fun to watch now. Mark Fox, you can see his influence. They were a mess over the last 2 years. Not a mess anymore.
White gives off. Jones, of course, his brother Tyus with Memphis now. White inside, high off the glass. And Tisevich with the board.
You look out there for Duke, who's going to score? You know, White hasn't made shots. Devalier hasn't really made shots. O'Connell can. Moore hasn't either. It's a good time for Cal to get themselves comfortable in this game. Yeah, good call. And we see it every game, Boog. We always see the cutter have a handoff or on a ball screen going just a little bit too fast before the screener can get set. And referees, that's a point of emphasis. Pretty simple call, really. Right here as he kind of steps in as he's moving, doesn't give any ground, and he's moving. It's a really good call.
What are your points of emphasis this year as a broadcaster? Anything you're shifting towards? Anything
I
you're
literally try not to get fired every game. That's all.
It's funny. I feel the same way when I work with you.
That's what Mike Tirico always said, too. I take that as a compliment. That means you get comfortable. Tell you one thing Duke is doing. They're playing above wings, playing very aggressive. This is old school Bob Knight Army defense that Kay learned back in the 60s.
South off the mark. Rebound there by White. And Jones now. Cal by a couple. Connell almost lost it. 15 in the shot clock. Moore, the freshman. And a reminder, college football coming your way. Saturday night on ABC. You have number 6 Oregon looking to keep their playoff hopes alive as they travel to Tempe to take on Arizona State. Coverage 7:30 Eastern. That's 4:30 Pacific. Ducks have won 9 in a row. Lost their first game to Auburn. They've won everything since.
It's rare, Boog, that you talk about the defense of Oregon being really good. I mean, Ohio State looks like the best team to me, them or LSU, but it's going to be a fun finish to the college football season. I love it. Michigan, Ohio State's going to be a heck of a game, too, because Michigan's gotten a lot better under Jim Harbaugh this year. They started out bad, but now they're pretty good, particularly defensively.
I might wear khakis tomorrow, by the way. Feed inside. Kelly gets it rejected.
He already got the glasses.
That shot wouldn't go from O'Connell, out of bounds.
This is not, like, you don't look out here and you say, all right, that guy's a lottery pick, like you usually do with Duke, right? I mean, you had 3 of them last year. You look out here right now and you say, all right, who's going to score? Better play defense, better rebound. Don't foul.
Yeah. Inside, and the feed for Kelly. That wouldn't go. Carry the rebound, and the Blue Devils the other way. Carry hoist and hits.
That's pretty good for a big young freshman. One of the things we haven't seen offensively is number 21 hurt at the elbow. They love running him at the elbow with Carey opposite. But Carey, everybody wants to talk about how good a kid is the next level. Carey's going to be a really good player this year and figure it out after that.
Austin flips it up, wouldn't go. Paris Austin, offensive rebound. Tried to draw contact. Guy's a transfer from Boise State, senior. Started 29 games last year. And stepping out of bounds.
They had 3 guys, Abrams, Isley, and somebody else.
Malcolm Huckabee.
Yes, we were beating them in this Sweet 16.
That's correct.
And they banged in 3 straight threes. We had Damon Bailey and that crew.
And they had Bill Curley as well.
They did. And BC ended up losing to Florida, right?
Correct. With Cross and Brown and DeClerc.
And the meat hook. Hill.
Bradley off the mark. Rebound there by Baker. Feed inside. Good job by Carey running the court.
He ran right down the middle, Boog. And you know what helped with that? Jones sprinted the ball up the floor with his head up and knew where his teammate was going to be. It was terrific.
There's Brown, the freshman. Almost had it taken away. Carey dives on the loose ball. And we go possession arrow, and it'll stay with Cal. Tell you, Vernon Carey showing some serious motor here in the early going.
It sounds really silly because everybody should know where you are. But when a big guy runs right down the middle of the floor, Boog, it's like people can't find him. There's 4 guys around Carey. He's in the middle. And Jones makes the perfect pass at the perfect time. Tell you, big guys run every possession down Main Street. Right down the middle, you get 2-3 buckets a night.
And they get the push off here at Madison Square Garden.
This happened earlier in the game. Referees let it go, but you can't let this one go. That's just going to be right there. Just a little bit of a flop, but just pretty good push.
Duke by a couple. This has not been an offensive masterpiece so far. Stanley buries that one. A 3. Cassius Stanley with that bucket. So Duke by 5. 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Georgetown beating Texas in our opener. John Chumby, Dan Dockich, the 2K Empire Classic. Semifinal number 2. The number 1 team in the country.
Watch the defense. The defense sucks in. You see on the backside, Bradley 20 overhelps. And if you overhelp against Duke, they are squared up on the 3-point line. And Cassius Stanley is going to shoot about 67%, 2 out of 3 on that kind of shot.
And there's the picture. Cassius with the former Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, when he was a little kid. A friend was going to do a magazine piece on Muhammad Ali, and Cassius got a chance to meet his namesake. What an amazing picture that is with Muhammad Ali, the former Cassius Clay.
How cool is that to have?
I mean, really cool. And he's a really good-looking young player. He can jump through the roof. Or if you're from the Midwest, the roof.
The roof is on fire. He broke, what, Zion Williamson's record, right? They didn't think it'd be broken?
Yeah.
For vertical leap at Duke.
I thought I was going to need you to say that. He broke the record, vertical leap record. And here it is. Vertical leap. Yep. Set the record. And they were fired up. All-time record. We don't have an exact measurement on that.
I thought it was 47 inches. Did I just make that up?
Yeah, you did.
Oh.
Good enough.
All right.
So if you're out there, run with that note.
Man, I like that kid. Gosh darn, I think he is going to be a tremendous offensive player. I'm telling you, number 0 Moore is one of, if not the key player to Duke, because he can go get buckets.
See if Cal can knock down a 3. They're shooting 45.5 from 3. 4th in the country as a team.
Can't get one.
That's hurt. And a shove underneath. And they got Bradley for pushing Cassius Stanley.
Moore is a strong kid, can shoot the ball. Things haven't gone great for him yet, but watch him get right into this zone, extra dribble, knocking people away, chin on the rim, and gets it over through contact. He's just so strong. He's going to be a kid that by the end of this year is going to be an every night double-digit scorer plus.
Carey spins, left hand. So the lefty will go to the line. He's been impressive in the early going with how hard he's been playing.
You're exactly right. Watch the best jump. He gathers, and then he can play through contact because he makes his best jump. Watch this. Watch him gather right there, and now he goes through the defender. A lot of guys can't do that because they're upright. Get low in the post.
You're alluding to last year's Duke team with Zion and Barrett and Reddish and all the talent that they had. And this year's team, it's a little different. For me, one of the things that's fun about these early season tournaments next week is how much teams change by the time February comes around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get a chance to see a team now, and then you see them in February. And it'll be a different deal for Duke one way or another with this group.
And it's going to happen for Duke offensively. And it's going to be that kid right here, possibly O'Connell or White. One of the two has to help him out. Because Trey Jones is Trey Jones. He's going to score when he needs to. He's going to guard everybody.
Out of bounds. And it'll be Cal basketball as Matthew Hurt turns it over. 8:14 to go here first half. Duke by 7. Hurt will grab a seat. Jack White will check in.
One of the things I like about Hurt, highly rated, top 5, top 10 recruit in the country, however you want to go. His first shot of the season was an air ball here in the Champions Classic. His next shot from 3, there's an air ball from 3. His next shot from 3, he drained it. I mean, that just tells you he's a tough kid.
Inside, and they get the foul. Juwan Harris Dyson absorbs the bump. Duke got a 12-3 run. Ski looking on, and yeah, they don't have Zion and they don't have R.J. Barrett and company, but all 18 points from freshmen.
Till now.
Until that.
He is so good. He gets in a stance, he disrupts, he's in help side, he's in gaps, and you know he had 31 the other night. I mean, my goodness.
Dan, all 21 tonight from Duke, from freshmen and sophomores. I'll be here all night.
Nice recovery.
Thank you. This is Anticevic, the junior from Australia. Skilled power forward. Shot clock winding down. Inside Austin. Scoop wouldn't go. Rebound to White. Jones hesitation. Hanks couldn't hit. And it's Duke basketball.
Somebody got to make threes for Duke. Pretty nice. Just a little cross and just run right out. Cal just fell asleep.
And there he is, R.J. Barrett in the house. The Knick fans were loving him. 3rd overall pick in the draft.
I think he's going to be a terrific NBA player. You know, everybody wants you to be good right now. What's he, 19 years old, 20 years old? You give a kid a minute, he's going to be terrific.
Well, they're starving for the Knicks to be good. And they get the foul on Joel Brown, and that's a nice transition for the R.J. Barrett story, because Barrett, of course, hails from Canada, and so does Joel Brown. Now, Barrett was Canada's National High School Player of the Year 2 years ago, and it was Joel Brown who was the Player of the Year last year in high school. So the last 2 Canadian high school players of the year. Barrett on the left, Joel Brown, now freshman at Cal. There, he's got the ball. 17-3 Duke run.
This is just old school Duke. Right there even. Bumping cutters, getting in front of cutters, being physical. I really like this Duke team. Last year it was a show, right? It was the Beatles. It was the Jackson 5. It was Zion. But this team is more Coach K from the get-go. We're going to guard you. We're going to get into it. We're going to be in the gap. We're going to deny. We're going to keep the ball on the side. Like right there, Jones won't let his man get the ball. Right there, Winston won't let the man get the ball. Stanley, I mean.
South looking for some help. Gets to Bradley. Shot clock winding down. Bradley can't hit. Jones fires. Carry the rebound. And the putback.
Oh.
Nope. He stepped out of bounds. And it'll go over to Cal.
Yeah, you look at these guys here, and they're all talented guys. Goldwire had really good moments last year. Jack White had a good start. Delorier has been good off and on. O'Connell, I think, should be a guy that averages somewhere between 8 and 12. They've got to play well here. They've got to start being consistent on a nightly basis. But also, and you haven't seen this in a while, even though Duke's taking the lead, ball hasn't gone to Carey much lately.
Kareem South buries that shot. We mentioned the grad transfer at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. And another kid from Canada.
He averaged 10 points, 4 rebounds at Corpus Christi. And there's a kid that can get the ball in the basket.
To the corner. 3 wouldn't go, but tipped. That one up ahead. And Moore tracks it down. White hoists and hits Jack White. The senior buries it, and Duke's up by a dozen. R.J. Barrett loving it.
Terrific hustle by Moore, and terrific by Jones seeing a play ahead.
Brown inside. Ooh. Off the glass, switched hands. That was nice.
That was sweet. White was right there. He just let White go by him.
Moore couldn't hit. Gordon the board.
Well, if I'm Cal, I got to keep the ball moving. You don't want to play against a set defense here. You just don't. Transition, keep it moving side to side, and then drive it.
Inside, Kelly against Carey, contested.
That was a assistant coach stop right there. They knew that Kelly was going to his left shoulder, and Vernon Carey played it perfectly. I mean, could not have played it better. That was a scouting report miss. Throw it into Carey. I'm with you, Carey. Carey's upset. He needed the ball.
Jones buries a 3. Trey Jones knocks it down.
How good is he?
Well, it's certainly a really good chance to be first-team All-America this year.
He reminds me of Tommy Amaker. He's going to get in the stance. He's going to make shots. Not going to be the huge score, but he's going to make enough.
Nice job by Brown to give off to Kelly, but White got a piece. Moore gets up a head of steam, and he gets fouled. Doesn't. And they got Goldwire with that bump.
Well, Carey just goes around, and that's just a guy wanting the ball. Moses Malone, the greatest offensive rebounder of all time, not named Wilt Chamberlain, said, I go after every offensive rebound with the hopes of getting 4 or 5 a game. That's it. I'll go after 50 of them to get 4. If I get 5, that's a big night. And that's all Carey did. He just went after the basketball.
He played on my favorite team of all time.
Fo.
My favorite player, though, was Andrew Toney.
Andrew Toney would come into the game, jump this high off the ground, and drill shots.
It's amazing.
Yeah, really.
Boston Strangler. He's a great player. Duke here, 3:15 to go first half. Number 1 in the country, leading by 15. Took them a little while to get going offensively.
I think even the most adamant, Twitter crazy Duke fan would admit this is not the highest powered offensive team, but this may be the best defensive team they've had in a while.
No, that's weak. That's weak.
See Terry Oglesby having a chat. Eric Curry comes over to talk with Mike Krzyzewski.
Eric Curry's getting ready to be a daddy for the second time.
Box out.
Man, that's a tough call right there.
That's.
You can call that every time. That's not a foul. Yeah, I love about Duke. Every guy in that staff's a former Duke player. I think that's awesome. And when you read John Shire on the left, Nate James, Chris Carrawell, when you read their bios, the amount of winning that they have done is unbelievable.
Yep. It's a pretty amazing way to continue to create culture, right?
Yeah, everybody's on the same page, and everybody on the bench for Duke has been through what the current players have been through, so they can speak on it, and that's fantastic. Like, I'm looking at Moore, and he reminds me of Carrawell. Like, Chris, out of high school, was a driver, a slasher, became a pretty good shooter at Duke. So Chris Carrawell's going to be able to, get more right by the time he's done here. Guy in the end on the left is Nolan Smith. He and John Shire won the 2010 national championship for Duke.
Carey knocks it down, and it's Duke by 15. Paris Austin handling here. Mentioned Boise State transfer, a senior. They lost a couple of guys to transfer as Bradley went hard, had it partially rejected, and it's Duke the other way. Stanley wide open.
Way too deep. That's the blue line is the NBA line, and he was 3 feet beyond that.
Mentioned in the opener, Shaka Smart today, the Texas coach, in practice today was saying to his guys, they kept shooting from behind the blue line, and he said, guys, the white and the blue, it's worth the same. Move in a little bit.
Yeah, or throw it into Carey and don't worry about the three-point line. Boy, is he impressive.
16.
Wow, easy.
Blue Devils by 17. Tisevich gets a good look at it. He had 5 threes in a game earlier this year.
Yeah, that's what he can do. He can pick and pop. He's not the most physical kid.
Carey, he buries a 3. He had a couple of those against Kansas.
In his first game.
He makes another here tonight, yeah.
Does not change expression. It's like he expects to be great.
Cal turns it over.
There's a little versatility here. You go in, out one-handed, and then you just flip a shot over a post guy, and, well, okay. Look at the NBA three-point line. That's beyond it. He got his shoulders a little bit forward, knocked it in. Wow.
Okay, then. 19 points on 7 of 9.
Ball should have gone in there from Hurt. He put it on the floor before. There you go. Before Carey had a chance.
Offensive rebound. Put back wouldn't go. Another offensive rebound.
All right, now you're just padding stats.
Oh, stop it.
Man, is he good. Look at this. Played through contact. Should have been a foul. Goes over a guy. Plays through contact again. Then gets whacked. And doesn't flinch. Not complaining, not whining, balling.
gets the first. A reminder, NBA Friday on ESPN. Here's our doubleheader. 8 Eastern, San Antonio and Philadelphia to take on the Sixers. And at 10:30, the nightcap has the Rockets and the Clippers.
Did I see that right? Did Paul George hit a game winner?
Did he last night?
2 nights ago.
Yeah, it was 2 nights ago.
7 years, I think it was, in Indiana, never hit a game winner.
Yeah. I mean, you were adamant to drive the happy bus off the cliff, aren't you? I mean, like, just keep it positive.
No.
I mean, like,
bitter. Paul
like
George.
The guy went to Oklahoma. Now he's in LA. He's a good player.
He's all right. He's great in January.
Oh,
February.
He's all right.
Yeah, he's good in December.
All right.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's all right. All right.
What do you say?
He's one of the best players in the league.
Oh, please. He is in January, December. 2 for 16 last time he played in Game 7.
I mean, Captain negative over here. All right.
I'm going to be positive right now because Duke, I swear to you, this is from 1969.
Yeah.
Get the ball on the side, get everybody weak side into the lane, and keep the ball on the side and deny the top of the key. When the ball gets on the side, they can't get it out of there. They walk.
Turnover. When we go to break, I just want you to blurt out, congratulations at the top of your lungs.
Congratulations, Eric Curry, the gray-haired ref. He has a 2.5-year-old. His wife's pregnant. He's going to have another one. Where else do you get that? Only Bill Walton gives you those kind of nuggets.
I worked with him in Maui.
You were not happy.
Well, I don't know how we didn't win an Emmy. Duke by 19 as they hold for the last shot. Jones pull up off the mark, and Ticevic fights for it. Loose ball, still loose.
Fine if you're Mark Fox right now. You're trying to find guys that can play. Just who can play.
Hurt inside off the feed from Stanley. Little short, loose ball. I think they got Carey. They did.
Yeah, Carey's a big, strong kid, and Tiemann, who's coming out of the game right now, just went right at him. Watch how easy this is. He turns into the middle to his strong shoulder and just flips it in. Not sure why Coach Fox took him out, but you do that enough, that kid will get some things done for you. That was easy.
Brown handling here. Freshman, little hesitation, gets inside, flips it up, and off the glass, a rebound. Kelly +1.
Well, that's why he took Tiemann out, because he knew Kelly would come right in and get a +1. You know, it's tough when you try to drive through Duke's defense, but the help from Carey opened up the backboard.
So Kelly with a chance at a three-point play. What's your take on Joel Brown, the freshman who's been handling the ball a lot?
You know, this is a great learning experience for him because, quite frankly, he's not going to play against anybody as good on the ball as Trey Jones. He's just simply not. And what he's got to do is not lose confidence. You know, I'd like to see him knock in a couple shots, and I think he'd feel pretty good.
Carey inside. No basket. Foul on the floor. Duke by 17. John Schaumby, Dan Dockich, thanks for joining us. Madison Square Garden. Interesting game one. Texas was up by 5 at the break. Georgetown ended up a blowout winner. Inside, there's more, and the young guy you like so much.
I really do. He's so big and strong across the shoulders, and you know, it hasn't gone great for him. He hasn't taken the world by storm yet, but by the end of the year, he's going to be a terrific, if not an all-league type player.
Bradley, good open look and rattles it in. He was the best three-point shooter in the Pac-12 a season ago. Gets that to go, and now a 16-point game, 18:06 to play in this one. Hey, let's go inside the play, driven by Continental Tire.
Well, we're going to go inside a lot of plays because this kid, Vernon Carey Jr., has made a bunch. You know what he's done? He's done basically everything. You see him running the court there. He's going to get the ball on the block, spin to the baseline. You saw him in the middle of the floor. Now he's going to hit a three. This is a kid that has stepped right into college basketball and been as good as any player has been so far this season. He's been terrific.
Vernon Carey Jr., the number 6 overall recruit in our ESPN 100. Making an impact here tonight. And obviously he showed he could step out and shoot that shot, but it seems like we're seeing fewer and fewer true bigs with post-type moves. There's Brown, nice move,
That's
Joe Brown.
You know, the great Cal coach, Pete Newell, told me this one time. He said, great guards make traffic disappear. Meaning you're coming in and there's people there, but all of a sudden you're the only one jumping. And that's exactly what Brown did right there. That was terrific.
Carey from the elbow got it.
You know who he reminds me of? And little Wayman Tisdale back in the day. Just came into college, scored a ton of points on the block, left-handed. There you go.
Vernon Carey Jr. Just that soft touch.
This is not easy. I know he makes it look easy, but young players have trouble in the middle of zones. It's uncomfortable. What you have to do is catch it, turn and face, and look shot, look down, look opposite. He looked shot and drilled it.
Moore almost with a steal, and Tisevich swings it. Brown, the freshman, wouldn't go. Carey tossed it up ahead. Stanley wasn't looking. It's a turnover. The 2K Empire Classic semifinal number 2. Georgetown a win in the opener.
This is the most I've seen Coach K up in an early season in a long time. Now, I may be wrong, but man, I'll tell you what, he was up at halftime. He went after the officials. Good for K. This is old school Duke team, and I like it.
Mike Krzyzewski's team already with a win here on the Garden floor, although it was a different floor, literally a different floor, as they beat Kansas in the Champions Classic. Carey inside and one. Vernon Carey Jr. plus Jackson will go to the line.
Just a little ball screen pop back. He wasn't popping back to shoot a three like most guys do. Watch this. Look, didn't really even shot fake, just the defender overran it. Can't let Carey go left. Like, if he's going to beat you right, then so be it. But there is no way, and that's why number 21 is coming out, because you're not allowed to get beat left by Vernon Carey.
There was a little bit of a shot fake.
It was kind of a nudge. Or shot nudge.
Okay. All Duke here. Blue Devils by 19.
Oh.
Get over and back. Yeah, Terry Oglesby comes in and says to Chucky Jones, yeah, turnover. Duke basketball.
That made everybody in the building pause, like, huh? What? You just can't overpenetrate. You can't come down the court against Duke and try to drive it. You've got to swing the ball, make the defense move, and then you drive it or you post it. They got to throw it in.
Stanley is fouled. Yeah, they get the foul on Kareem South. 50-31 as Paris Austin's going to check in. The freshman Joel Brown will grab a seat.
Joe Brown's going to be a good player, and I would say this. Mark Fox is going to have this team good by next year, very good within 2 or 3 years. You can just see this team far, far, far improved. You just got to get his right guys in there.
Stanley Backing up ahead of steam, draws the contact. Cassius Stanley will go to the line.
And it would help not to schedule Duke in New York City.
Right.
Baby.
Well, there is that. I know there's 16-15 to go here, and it's a 20-point game. And obviously Duke's #1. So, you know, Cal knows this is a good Duke team. If you're Mark Fox, what are you trying to do here the rest of the way? What are you trying to pull off?
Don't turn it over.
Okay.
Do not be sloppy on either end, meaning don't foul. Don't give up second shots. You're just trying to do what basic fundamentals of basketball are. Run my offense. Whatever Coach Fox deems to be the strength of his offense, and right now it's in the post, run it. And then you find out who can play. But you cannot be sloppy. That sets you back.
White flips into Carey, finds the cutting Stanley, hangs, can't hit. All Duke here, Blue Devils by 21. Been a big night for Vernon Carey Jr. with 26. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Hurry in for Black Friday deals. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Back here, Madison Square Garden. All right, some early season storylines. What do you got on this, James Wiseman?
Well, I don't understand how the guy that did the violating, which is the coach, doesn't get suspended, but the kid does. Louisville, pretty good. Cassius Winston, my heart goes out to him, losing his brother, but they don't shoot the ball great, Michigan State. They're going to win a little bit like what Duke is doing. Toughness, rebounding, the old Tom Izzo kind of stuff. I don't get it. Like, I don't understand the rule. I'm a high school coach. If I pay for a kid to transfer from Nashville to Memphis, that seems to be a high school association violation.
Right.
And if you are going to suspend somebody, why aren't you suspending the coach? He's the guy that gave the money. Coaches get away with stuff that's amazing to me, and players have to take the fall for it, and I just don't get it. At all. I honestly don't. I don't understand the rule, how Hardaway, when he was a high school coach, it comes into college, and I certainly don't understand how you're not suspending Hardaway if we're suspending somebody.
A 9-0 Duke run. They're leading by 23. And Ticevic.
Look at this defense. Look where the ball is right now. Look at this.
And Ticevic rejected by Carey, and shot clock violation. That was a really good defensive possession.
Boog, in the first 5 minutes of the game, I talked about how Mark Fox and Cal's offense was at the foul line or above and really moving and working. When you are starting a program, it is hard to get players to do that for 30 or 40 minutes. Once your program's established, that's who you are. You haven't seen that in the last 20 minutes of this ball game, that type of movement that we saw early.
O'Connell couldn't hit. White the rebound. Jones a good look at it. He can't. Oh, my goodness. Cassius Stanley, as good a jumper as there is out there. Please take a look at this.
A lot of times people say, what's vertical leap mean? Huh? Man. Wouldn't you like to do that once?
Yeah. I mean, they could put a trampoline out there for me, and I'm not doing that.
No, maybe. Can I give you a Paul George stat from our boss, Michael Schiffman?
Yeah.
Paul George has made 5 go-ahead shots in the final 30 seconds or overtime in the last 2 seasons, second most in the NBA. All in December, January, and February.
Oh, stop it. I mean, you are just one of those factless gas bags, aren't you?
Been called worse.
Yeah.
On a daily basis.
Love you, buddy.
I know you do. Look at this defense. I mean, you just got to go through so much. If I'm not guarding you, if I'm not guarding number 10 South, I'm certainly coming over to stop you, and then others are rotating.
Kareem South able to get in there, and
here comes everybody. Everybody's coming to the ball, and you see O'Connell on the backside rotating. That's just good stuff, man. That's just knowing where the basketball is.
Moore checks back in. Stanley, you'll grab a seat. Well, #1 team in the country. Looking pretty sharp here tonight. Second half, John Shambi, Dan Dockich, 2K Empire Classic. Georgetown with a good win over number 22 Texas in our opener. And they get the foul here on Jawan Harris-Dyson.
I don't think there's a great team in college basketball. Like last year, if you're going to play Duke, man, it's like, holy cow.
Who's got the best chance to be great if you were to pick it, or a couple of teams that have a chance to be great?
I think Kansas has a chance, but they just don't shoot it. And they've got to get Isaiah Moss, the kid who transferred from Iowa, back. Look, how do you argue with what Virginia's done? I mean, you know, with Tony Bennett, they're going to be dynamite. I worry about Michigan. I don't worry, but when I think about Michigan State, I wonder if they can shoot. And I'm telling you, the 10th team right there, Ohio State, they are very good. What they did to Villanova, they blasted them, and I mean, they blasted them all day. And Caleb Weston is a contender for Player of the Year.
Well, Mark Fox lost his top scorer, transferred to Ohio State. Justice Suing averaged 14. Oh, 6 rebounds. Look out, Alex O'Connell. Oh, my goodness. Right into your living room.
Look at that help. And then there's a recovery. And they drilled it, which is fine, but great help and recovery from Duke.
Gordon knocks down the 3, but at the other end, how about Alex O'Connell, the junior from Georgia? Oh, yeah.
Kind of took the entire building by surprise, right?
Lars Tiemann, how you doing?
What's the pat on the head mean?
Inside, out of bounds, and off DeLaurier. So now the freshman Brown back in.
Look how far out the ball is. That's what Duke's about right here this year. Keep it on the side. Help. Don't let it out. That's it.
Smothering right here. 5 on the shot clock. Bradley inside. Finds team at left hand. Wouldn't go. Put back. And that's good. Bucket for Jacoby Jordan. Or Jacoby Gordon, I should say.
And that's the way Duke is going to play. Get the ball on the side. The court gets divided into quarters. You keep it on the side. You don't let it get to the top of the key to reverse. And everybody comes to help in the lane. Now, the way you beat that is you don't get the ball on the side. You keep he's limited a little bit.
I knew that was coming. Yeah, Tisovic checks back in as Gordon will grab a seat. Story here tonight. Vernon Carey Jr. with 26. Wendell Moore buries that one. Duke's lead is 23.
Just make it hard.
Kick to the left side, South, way off the mark. Here's Trey Jones now. Tiemann knocks it out of bounds. What about Trey Jones in terms of being a National Player of the Year candidate for Coach K?
Well, again, I go back kind of to Tommy Amaker. I know it's a little before most people's time, but he guards everybody. He makes big shots. On this team, he's going to be asked to score more. He's already had a 31-point game. I would say if I'm starting a team, based on what I've seen, you can give me Trey Jones, and I'll be very, very happy as the first pick.
Oh! Look out. Vernon Carey Jr., the throwdown. He's got 28.
I found out what the pat on the head means. It means you dunked on somebody's head. As the great Scott Van Pelt says, in your eye hole. That's a nice pass.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's a good player, Moore. I'm telling you. He's a really good player. He's going to be as good all-around player as Duke has by the end of this. Now, look how far out the ball is, and look how high they are on the wings.
Lob Tiemann off the window, wouldn't go carry the board.
2 weeks, he's going to make that. If Tiemann can continue to just work and do what Coach Fox says, he's going to be all right by the time we get to Pac-12 play.
Carey, nice move, flipped it up, wouldn't go. Offensive rebound, and one. Vernon Carey Jr. Goodness. I don't know who specifically is going to be tasked game in and game out to contain that guy, but it'll be really tough.
Man, you love how he just goes after the ball, Boog. I mean, man, he's always going forward. If you watch him on the rebound, he's always hunting the ball. He never settles for a block out.
And we also saw him run the floor hard a number of times, saw him on a loose ball. You don't see a ton of 6'10", 270 guys just recklessly diving on the floor for loose balls.
And you said it earlier, you don't see a lot of big guys anymore that want to go on the post and battle like crazy for position and do it all game, and he does.
So Carey's got 31, the Duke freshman record. Guess who? Zion Williamson, January 14th. Third block for Carey. Lob. Kick out left side, Harris Dyson and Tisevich. Cal just being outmanned here in the second half.
Now, let's go with a negative on Duke because we've been pretty positive. One of the things that the other guys...
It's odd that you would go negative.
It is, because I've been so impressed with Duke, but these last three possessions, the individuals out there, whether it's been Baker, Stanley, Moore, have been beaten off the dribble. And it can't just be one guy that can keep the ball in front of them on the side or on top, and that guy being Trey Jones. Everybody's got to get involved in that, and that's what Coach K, I'm telling you, in a film session tonight or tomorrow morning will show these guys that are out here right now is how they've been beat off the dribble. It hasn't hurt them because they've missed shots. Is Bob Melvin still watching?
He's watching his Cal Bears.
How about Matt Holliday?
Got a lot of college basketball fans out there. I know you're ready to just break down the Cubs.
I am. Grandpa Rossi.
Delorier inside. And Hurt able to get that to go. Matthew Hurt. It's a Duke team that's got a little bit of a Minnesota flavor to it between Jones and Hurt. They do like Matthew Hurt a lot. Feed inside. And there's the bucket from DJ Thorpe. Of course, his dad, Otis, Storied NBA career, great rebounder, college player at Providence.
One of the great bodies of the 80s, man. That dude was ripped.
Yeah, ripped before dudes were ripped.
Right.
Austin inside, left hand offensive foul.
Well, it's great hustle to get back. I don't know whether it was the right call or not, but terrific hustle to get back.
It was outside the half circle.
It was.
Yep.
The staff on Cal wanted it looked at, but it was definitely outside the half circle. It was just whether he was there on time.
Delorier. Rebound pulled down by Paris Austin. John Shambi, Dan Dakich from Madison Square Garden. 2K Empire Classic. Semifinal number 2.
Boy, that's 3 really good switches in a slow rotation, but still.
Austin couldn't convert. Rebound pulled down by Delorier, and here's Goldwire now handling. Hurt, and he buries it from deep. He can shoot it.
And he just flips it in. He shoots it Larry Bird style, back behind his head, and he gets it off quick. Not much jump. He's really going to be good as well. I mean, you're just scratching the surface. He's not nearly as strong as he's going to be by the end of the year. And brother Michael plays for Richard Pitino.
Minnesota, yeah.
Yeah. Minnesota has terrific high school basketball coaches and fantastic AAU programs. That's why you see so many kids playing the trophy case. Wait, conference championship? We don't count that. It's crazy how good he's been. Look at all that help. Look how many guys came to the ball.
Yep. Closing in on the 6-minute mark. Duke leading it by 29. Goldwire to Hurt. Inside, off the window, and good.
Well, that's just a nice touch. That was made to look easy, wasn't it?
Dyson, and now it's DJ Thorpe, but he buries that. So Thorpe with that bucket.
Good for him. Mark Fox just trying to see who he can play tomorrow. Who wants to give effort as we go through the game.
Sure.
And you know what? You can have a blowout, but if somebody comes out with great energy, plays well, you might get rewarded tomorrow.
Stanley flips it up, wouldn't go. Shot blocked, and inside it's Delorier absorbing the foul.
At what point do you put your grandson in?
Michael Savarino. I mean, tonight.
Got to.
Yeah.
The Garden, up 30?
You do, don't you?
You got to. And if I'm him, if I'm Michael Savarino, I'm shooting. You don't come into the Garden and pass the ball.
No, you gotta shoot. In these spots, I don't even forget about in these spots when you get a chance to get in, put it up.
No question.
I mean, those kids out there listening, that's a life lesson for you.
If you're ever
put it up,
or maybe
shoot your shot.
The 20th man on a high school team, you get in, aim high and let it fly, baby. Thank you.
All right, so now we're being told that he's actually going to end up redshirting.
What for?
I mean, I don't have that answer.
I'll tell you what for, because they think he can play a little bit, and in a fifth year he can be a grad transfer. My son did that at Michigan. Didn't play, was a walk-on. They were nice enough to redshirt. We ended up playing at Ohio State, so that's why. Who told you that?
Producer Jeff Dufine.
Wow.
Yeah, it's quick. Yep. Breaking news. All Duke here. Under 5 to go. It'll be Duke and Georgetown tomorrow night. And Cal will get a chance against Texas. Goldwire up ahead.
See, this
slow it down.
This is important for Goldwire. Goldwire has to get the trust of the coaching staff. He played well in spots last year. He doesn't need to just jack shots. He's trying to earn the trust.
Yeah, to play. Yeah, more important minutes.
Yeah, be in the rotation.
No question.
I'm going to play every day. Whether it's first half, second half, I'm going to get in the game and I'm going to contribute. That's no question.
Yeah. It's like Justin Robinson for the check-in. And here is the Admiral's son into the game.
Played golf with the Admiral and the Admiral's father one time. The Admiral's father and I drank 700 beers.
Really?
The Admiral was reading mechanical magazines while we were playing golf. He had a whole list of magazines. We're on the tee box, and his dad we're laughing, joking around, and the Admiral's reading a magazine. I swear. It was on a Nike trip. It was awesome. Admiral's dad was terrific, and the Admiral was terrific, but
Kwani's checked into the game. A freshman from Melbourne, Australia. Yeah, all Duke here in the nightcap. Number 1 team. There's Coach K. John Shire on the left.
How many rings do you think
James
Coach
on the
K
right.
has?
Well, there's that as well, right?
Tournament championships, five NCAA.
Right, 5 national championships.
Right, you got conference championships, conference tournament championships, all these preseason tournaments that he wins every year.
Yeah.
Olympics. They don't give a gold medal to the coach. I think they get a ring. Going to the middle of the zone like we saw tonight. A guy that's a willing post-up guy. He apparently can shoot threes all right. How about that?
Nice move by Goldwire.
Again, when you get to play, it's all a matter of trust. And Goldwire just has to continue to do what he's doing out here tonight, and he'll gain the coaching staff's trust to get meaningful minutes.
Under 3 to go in this one.
Oh, nice cut.
Pass was bobbled by Baker, and then underneath it was Delorier trying to put it in. Dan Dockich, I got a question for you. Who do you think the player of the game is tonight?
Well, I'm going to say Vernon Carey Jr., and I'm going to say it was a absolute unanimous decision. You, me, Jeff Dufine,
yep.
Michael Schiffman.
Yeah. And tonight's player of the game brought to you by 2K. Yep, Vernon Carey Jr. 4 shy of the Duke freshman record. Quite an impact he had in this one. And he showed us a little bit of everything, didn't he?
Yeah, he ran the floor, made a 3 early, went to the offensive glass, I mean, I don't know what more you want a young kid to do. And you know what else, Boog? He never changed expressions, man. And on the defensive end, he was in help all the time. Right spot there early. Terrific.
Thor with the two-handed stuff. And DJ with the bucket.
Thorpe's played well. You know, again, you're trying to find guys if you're Mark Fox and his coaching staff. And Thorpe's a guy that, you know what? Good body, smart, willing.
And that one knocked down by Joey Baker. Kwani able to give it off to Austin.
See how it's kept on the side, Boog? Doesn't matter who's in the game. They're going to keep that ball on the side.
And these guys get a chance to come in, and they're still hungry. You see Goldwire, active hands. And you make a good point that you did earlier. An opportunity for him in a spot like this to play sound basketball and eventually find himself in more important moments.
And he's played well. I mean, he played great against Louisville last year. There's different moments where he has been terrific. In fact, he started the opening game, but he's a talented kid. He's an athletic kid. It's just a matter of whenever a kid isn't playing, it's a matter of trust with the coaching staff. It's a matter of they see you every day. And right now, I think he's played terrific, even though the game has been out of hand and maybe people wouldn't pay attention to him.
Well, the start tonight, left side of your screen, Vernon Carey Jr., Dan Dockich, he did it all.
Yeah, he really did, and it started early, and that is not as easy as it looks. Very comfortable in all phases of the game. On top of the key, driving it to his strong hand. He's hit a three. His teammates find him. You know, Seth Greenberg said it, and he is so right. Duke offensively is not going to be what Duke has been in previous years, but Vernon Carey playing through him, pretty good. How about that stat?
And just a freshman. So one of the babies for Duke. 31, 12, and 4 in those categories.
And this may be the old man in me, okay, but he doesn't change expressions. He just, it's like he expects to do well. You know, he's not showing off. He's not drawing attention. He draws attention to himself through his play. That's pretty good.
Inside, and they go shot clock violation. I think what I would say back to you is I'm good with him not changing his facial expression, but I'm also good if you want to smile and if you want to show off.
I'm good with it too. I'm one of the great celebrators of all time.
You are?
Yeah, but it's just different to see a guy.
Yeah, no,
like that.
He
you know
stays.
what I mean?
He certainly shows even is what he gives off in terms of demeanor.
I'll give you an example. I love the Soto kid for the Nationals.
Count the basket, and it'll go the other way. Duke basketball. 1:11 to go. Duke and Georgetown tomorrow night.
Going to be a little tougher for Georgetown to play the kind of defense they play, but I will say this, athletically, they match up well. Actually, they match up very well. Georgetown is long. Georgetown is athletic. Georgetown can get after the basketball.
How about that schedule? Back-to-back games, December 3rd, December 6th, at Michigan State, at Virginia Tech. Inside to Laurier.
That was set up by Goldwire. Didn't get the first dunk, but Goldwire, again, playing a good game. Do you like Soto with the Nationals and all the stuff he does?
Love it.
Me too.
Yeah. Orander went down hard. And Jacob Orander. He'll go to the line. They're talking about Juan Soto, the Nationals. 20. I mean, he's as young as all these guys.
Right.
Just turned 21. 43.4 seconds to go. So tomorrow night,
what do
our
you
championship
think tomorrow
will
night?
face We'll match up Duke and Georgetown, and then our other matchup will be Cal and Texas.
What do you think Georgetown do?
I think it'll be fun. I think if Georgetown can come with that same energy, I think it could get interesting. Baker able to knock it down. I mean, because we're sitting here. I mean, Duke scored 87 points tonight. It's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points for a team that, I guess everybody says offense. He's played well.
Yeah.
Otis Thorpe, be proud of your son, man. He has been out here balling at a time when a lot of kids would have packed it in. That kid has played well, and I'll be surprised if Mark Fox doesn't give him some run tomorrow.